The 80-20 rule is one of the most helpful concepts for life and time management. Also known as the Pareto Principle, this rule suggests that 20% of your activities will account for 80% of your results. This being the case, you should change the way you set goals forever. Today, we will check out everything about the 80-20 Pareto Principle. Number 9. What is the Pareto Principle? The Pareto Principle is an observation that, in general, 20% of the effort or input leads to 80% of the results or output. It was discovered by Italian economist, engineer, and sociologist Vilfredo Pareto. Pareto was born in Paris in 1848, but moved to Italy in 1858, where he undertook his studies. His most famous observation led him to discovering what is now known as his principle. The story goes that one day in his garden, Pareto noticed that only around 20% of his pea plants generated about 80% of the healthy pea pods. Extending the observation beyond his vegetable patch, Pareto noticed that the wealth distribution in Italy also followed this principle. 80% of the land was owned by 20% of the wealthiest families. Looking at different industries, he observed that the principle applied there too. In many cases, 80% of the production came from just 20% of the companies. Although sometimes known as Pareto's Law, the 80-20 Pareto Principle is an observation, not a mathematical law. Number 8. The 80-20 Rule. What does it mean? The Pareto Principle has been widely applied in business and economics to increase productivity. You can also use it in your personal life to help you manage your time more efficiently, regulate healthy habits, achieve your goals. In 1992, the United Nations Human Development Report reported that 20% of the people owned 82.7% of the wealth. It was the first time in recorded history that this had been shown. The United Nations used a form of a champagne glass to symbolize this distribution. This was another example of the Pareto Principle occurring in real life. Number 7. Pareto's observation in business. To this day, we can still observe the Pareto distribution in many aspects of business. In general, 80% of expenses go to 20% of the goods or services. 80% of revenue comes from 20% of the clients. 80% of sales are from 20% of the products. 80% of sales are also from 20% of sales personnel. For this reason, the Pareto Principle can apply in many aspects of business, including management, human resources, marketing strategy, customer service. Pareto analysis can help you reorient your business strategy to focus on the most crucial areas. Start by identifying the 20% of the inputs that generate 80% of the outputs in different aspects of your business. For example, by identifying which clients generate the most revenue, you can focus your marketing and customer service efforts on them. And when looking for new clients, you can target people with profiles who are most similar to your most loyal customers. Focusing most of your attention on the top 20% can maximize the efficiency of your business and protect your core revenue streams. However, that does not mean you should neglect the other 80%. Continue to dedicate time and resources to them, but less. Number 6. Productivity. You can use the 80-20 rule to prioritize the tasks that you need to get done during the day. The idea is that out of your entire task list, completing 20% of those tasks will result in 80% of the impact that you can create for that day. So, in order to get the most impact done, identify which tasks have the most impact for your team and focus on those for the day. To do this, list out all of the things that you need to get done that day. Then identify which of those tasks have the highest impact. Do any of your tasks involve collaborating with other teammates? Are there any tasks on your plate that are blocking projects from moving forward? They may seem simple in execution, but they can make a large impact to the rest of the team by allowing the process to keep flowing. Number 5. Decision making. The Pareto Principle can help you to make the best decisions during the problem-solving process. When there are many different causes to one problem, the Pareto Principle can help you prioritize solutions. Here are a few steps to how this works. Identify the problems that your team is experiencing. These are the problems that you're trying to find a solution to within this decision-making process. Identify the causes of these problems. Using a tool like the 5 Ways process can help you find all of the causes of the problems you're trying to solve. Categorize your problems into similar groups. If some of the causes of problems you're trying to solve can fall into similar categories, use this as an opportunity to group them together. This can help you decide if one solution can resolve multiple issues. Assign a value to each of these problems based on the impact to the business. The value can be as simple as a number between 1 to 10 or actual monetary value to indicate the importance. Develop a plan to focus on the top 20% of the problems that impact the business. The idea is that one solution can resolve multiple problems. Based on the values you assign to each problem, calculate which ones are in the top 20%. Once you've identified the main problem, develop a plan to create a solution that can result in 80% of the results using problem-solving strategies. Number 4. Quality control. The Pareto analysis and the Pareto chart are key tools used within the Six Sigma quality control methodology. In the Six Sigma methodology, using a Pareto chart can help you visualize your data to identify how to prioritize actions. Six Sigma's main goal is to reduce the amount of variation in a process with the goal of increasing the amount of production. Pareto charts are common because you can quickly identify the majority of the variations in a process. Number 3. Eat the biggest frog first. You often see people who appear to be busy all day long but seem to accomplish very little. This is almost always because they are busy working on tasks that are of low value while they are procrastinating on 1 or 2 activities that could make a real difference to their companies and to their careers. The most valuable tasks you can do each day are often the hardest and the most complex, but the payoff and the rewards for completing them can be tremendous. Before you begin work, ask yourself, is this task in the top 20% of my activities or is it in the bottom 80%? Number 2. Pareto rule to achieve success in life. The starting point of great success and achievement has always been the same. It begins with you dreaming big dreams. There is nothing more important and nothing that works faster for you than to cast off your own limitations and begin dreaming and fantasizing about the wonderful things that you can become, have, and do. As a wise man once said, you must dream big dreams, for only big dreams have the power to move the minds of men. When you begin to dream big dreams, your levels of self-esteem and self-confidence will go up immediately. You will feel more powerful about yourself and your ability to deal with what happens to you. The reason so many people accomplish so little is because they never allow themselves to lean back and imagine the kind of life that is possible for them. Number 1. How can you use it? So, how can you apply Pareto's principle to gain more time in your life? Are you an executive? You've surely faced a constant challenge of limited resources. It's not just your time you need to maximize, but your entire team's. Instead of trying to do the impossible, a Pareto approach is to truly understand which projects are most important. What are the most important goals of your organization or boss, and which specific tasks do you need to focus on to align with those goals? Delegate or drop the rest. Are you a freelancer? It's important to identify your best and highest paying clients. Of course, you don't want all your eggs in one basket, but too much diversification will quickly lead to burnout. Focus on the money makers and strengthening those long-term relationships. Are you an entrepreneur? The temptation always exists to try the new and exciting. There's nothing inherently wrong with that, but it boils down to your goals. Are you trying to grow your current business? Would an 80-20 mindset help you stay focused on chasing endless new opportunities? No matter what your situation, it's important to remember that there are only so many minutes in an hour, hours in a day, and days in a week. Pareto can help you see this as a good thing. Otherwise, you'd be a slave to a never-ending list of things to do. So, what 20% of your work drives 80% of your outcomes? Thanks for watching.